And we welcome you to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here tonight for the Hardline Truck Series painted by Overdrive Graphics. Indianapolis 150 here tonight. 60 laps around this 2.5 mile racetrack, which can be a little bit difficult for some drivers, and to make it even more interesting, on a car that we don't get to see a lot here at Indianapolis. Trucks racing here. There's about 5 minutes left in qualifying. And one thing we would like to cover very quickly, there's your qualifying board there. 12 trucks in the field tonight. We understand that there was an incident last week involving the driver of this 53 of Justin Laxton and the 81 of Justin Brown. A little bit of a pre-race confrontation, it seemed like, and it seemed like some of the drivers were targeting this 53, but tonight should be all clear and calm for this 53, and he can try and go get win number 7 here tonight. And speaking of that, after tonight's race, only 3 races remain until the cutoff spot. So the 53 is going to get a little bit loose there, but only have Martinsville, Darlington, excuse me. And the other one escapes my mind. But 60 laps here tonight, and a lot of unknowns, at least on my end, about this car, really, and how it will handle around Indianapolis. Seems like some guys having a bit of early issue here in qualifying. But personally, I've never raced a truck here at Indianapolis, so going in blind, but I imagine shouldn't take away from any of the excitement here tonight that we will see. And again, 60 laps, probably going to go fairly quickly here, depending on the amount of cautions we get. But overall, with how wide this racetrack is as well, it should be a fairly clean and green racetrack. And the final 3 tracks here are Martinsville, Darlington, and Atlanta. And then we go into our chase round of 12. 3 rounds into the chase, the final one at Charlotte. That'll be the final race there on March 1st of 2017. So still a fair ways away until we reach that point. But a lot of drivers, I'm sure, wanting to have to focus, or not wanting to have to focus, on trying to still make it into the chase. As tonight could be another opportunity to lock yourself in. So minute 30 just about left here in qualifying. Again, Justin Laxton on pole as of right now. The gap he has to Corey Blevins there on the board much closer than it was in practice. He had about a 5/10 gap earlier in practice. So seemed like a lot of these guys may be starting to make some gains in terms of how much of a handle they have on their trucks right now. And in the session, it's about 30 minutes of practice, so got a good amount to find out what this truck can actually do around this 2.5 mile track with 90-degree corners basically in every corner. We're talking about it last time we were here for the Upper Edge Racing League. You know, this track can seem simple with, 90-degree corners, each the same, but each corner seems like it presents a different challenge in terms of how you actually tackle it. And the trucks, I'm sure, are going to be a little bit different than the other cars that they've been racing with. Less horsepower than the Cup cars and the V cars. But overall, that might be the only difference in terms of how these trucks actually get around the track. But it should be an interesting one and should be a fun one, as qualifying just about to wrap up here. This time will expire there, so we'll take you through tonight's starting grid. As of right now, Justin Laxton on pole, with Corey Blevins going to be starting second. Jess Story third, Rusty Capel fourth. Judd Danielson starting 5th, and Jonathan Hambrick 6th. Joe Burchett, I believe that's how you pronounce that. Got some new drivers in the field tonight as well, as you can see. He'll be starting in the 7th position, and David May will be starting 8th. Elliot Henderson 9th. Adam Chapman 10th. Cody Tabor going to be starting 11th here tonight, and David Hain going to wrap up the field starting 12th tonight. So a couple of key things to note here tonight. It's again, at least for me, it's going to be a bit of an unknown how these trucks will handle this track. Sure won't be too big of a deal, but to me it'll be interesting to actually see how they can get around, especially down the straightaways, with how the draft can definitely affect these cars, and see how much it actually affects these trucks here tonight. And pitch strategy, have to imagine maybe 20 laps is what you're going to get on a tank of fuel. That's my guesstimate as of right now. Have to see if that actually plays truthful, as we were just gridding up here. Be one pace lap around, and then we'll be set to take the green flag for 60 laps. Call this the Brickyard, and for good reason. That line of bricks, the start-finish line here at Indianapolis, one of the most historic racetracks here on iRacing. And more history being, or looking to be made here tonight in the Hardline Truck Series. Just waiting on 2 guys there to grid, and then we'll be set to go. One driver definitely want to keep my eye on is the driver in 3rd there, the 7 of Jess Story. Been on quite an impressive run these past couple weeks, and looking to extend that. Going to be starting 3rd here tonight. Expect that 7 to be up front quite a lot tonight. Had an impressive rebound last week at Lucas Oil, almost said Gateway there. That was 2 weeks ago, where again he had a very impressive run. Stayed out on 2 tires there, and somehow finished at 3rd. And then last week, self-spun it, coming to pit road, and again came back to finish in the top 3. Hoping to make it 3 in a row, top 3 finishes here tonight. Since Laxton did not win last week's race, he will not have to go to the back, so will retain his starting spot here tonight. Not exactly sure of this situation right now, but our prayers right now are with Philip Neese. We'll try and fill you in on the situation there as we get more information here tonight. That was last week's winner, and some sort of situation going on with him tonight is not in the field. So again, we'll get more information to you on that as it becomes available. But our prayers are with him right now. Surrounding turn 3 and then coming around turn 4. These very wide, can sometimes be slow corners here at Indianapolis. So pace car about to pull in. Have to see how big of a jump this 53 can get in terms of actually getting away from this field. That draft can definitely suck you in closer and not let you get away from the field. So pace car is pulled in. Field left in the hands of the 53 of Justin Laxton, and we are green for 60 laps here tonight. Great start by that 53, but again, have to see how much of a gap he can actually get on this field. Oh, and the 7 already. Jess Story going to hit the wall there on the inside. Not going to get a caution. He's going to get the tow back to pit road. And unfortunately, it's looking like his night going to start rough here. Not exactly sure what happened. I imagine it just got loose exiting one there. Yeah, I don't think he had any sort of contact. Definitely one of the more challenging things at times is actually getting around these corners. These cars can definitely snap loose around, and I think in cold tires are what happened there. And yeah, truck just snapped loose on him in the middle of the corner. Pretty strange for that to happen, especially not fully up to speed, and he's already disconnected here tonight. Alrighty, Justin Laxton, I guess ignore what I said. He's already pulled out to about a second lead over this 99 of Corey Blevins. And he's got the 85 of Judd Danielson just behind him, about 4/10. So what I thought the draft could definitely be an equalizer here tonight, it's looking like that might not be the case, as Laxton already going to pull out his gap about 3 more tenths here tonight. Just coming to complete lap 2. Side-by-side action back in the pack here. 29 of Cody Tabor. Trying to get that position away from the 48 of Adam Chapman. Not the easiest thing to go side-by-side into corner, especially here at Indianapolis. And you just saw it there. Now the 29 is going to get a little high exiting too. Definitely going to be the trouble spot here tonight, especially if you go in side-by-side. Getting up on that high side can sometimes be a little bit challenging, where you get too high, you don't get the right entry, and all of a sudden the car doesn't want to turn and heading straight for the wall. We're going to try it again, this time under the 85 of Judd Danielson. Judd was actually battling for that second spot. Not exactly sure what happened to him. Possibly hit the wall, or I have to imagine he probably got high out of 2. He's actually in the wall. Probably entering 1 there, so. Go back just a little bit farther just to see what exactly happened. Oh. I'm not sure if the truck did not turn entering the corner there, or if I just flat out missed it. That's a strange one there. Maybe he punched the gas just a bit too early, and up the hill it went. So he's going to find his way just about all the way back here in the field. Going to be about 11th, as Jeff Storr is already disconnected here tonight. So far, this field somewhat spread out all the way through it. Not a lot of close racing, is definitely not what I expected. I had thought that maybe this draft would kind of equalize everyone and keep everyone in a pretty good pack, but obviously that's not going to be the case. Is the 27 going to get a little bit high there, exiting the corner? But we'll take the position away from the 48 of Adam Chapman, and we'll get the 8th position. Oh, and the 29 of Cody Tabor going to go around out of 4. He's going to hit the inside wall there, and thought might bring it directly to pit road, but he'll get back out on track. Doesn't look like too much damage to that truck. Seems like we're seeing it a lot tonight. Oh, he's actually hit the rumble strips. That can, yeah, that'll definitely snap a car loose there. Just tries to minimize damage there, but unfortunately, once that back end hits, swings the whole front of the truck around and gets that inside wall with some pretty good contact to that left side. And he's actually loose again in 2, so Was gonna say some poor handling race cars, but again, those rumble strips gonna definitely be deadly no matter what car you're in. So Justin Laxton's already pulled out to about a 3-second lead. Not even on lap 10 yet, so I guess you're gonna get an idea of what kind of pace he's gonna set here tonight. And just looking at those previous times, about 4/10 better that last time around than the 99 of Corey Blevins. But the good thing for Corey is that third place is about a second and a half behind him and has some company a-coming with that 24 Rusty Capel basically on the rear tailgate of that truck. And he's actually going to go for the pass here, entering 4. At least try and get the nose and try and get him looking. Must say, some of those camera angles always make you tense up just a bit. Look much closer than they actually are exiting the corner. But that battle will go on. Now there's a bit of a battle here for the 5th position between Jonathan Hambrick and David May. As I say that 88 a little bit wide there. Like the 28, a little bit of a scrape there with the wall. Almost like a magnet there, as he had to really look like try hard to get it out. And he's in the wall again, as well as the 27 of Elliot Henderson there. Believe we saw it last time Upper Edge was here, that turn 4 wall. Didn't take as many people as we thought, but definitely in practice, definitely got a lot of guys not looking. It's looking like it may play a factor here tonight as well. So this last time around, not sure what's going on with that 53, but this last time around, Corey Blevins was actually 2/10 better than that 53. Possibly got a little bit loose as he closed the gap in just the slightest. But now Laxton going to extend it again. Corey about a 10th better that time. Corey, I don't imagine pushing it too hard. Probably just running the pace he needs. Knowing it's still early and may get get a caution here eventually to sort of close back in this pack. Coming around to complete lap 10 here. And again, not exactly sure what the fuel window looks like. If it goes green long enough, obviously we're going to get an idea of what it will be. How many more stops we can expect after it got a pretty good battle back here. That would be for the 7th position between Elliot Henderson, they're in the 7th position, David Hayne in 8th, and Adam Chapman in 9th. I'm trying to get the nose underneath the 28 there, entering 1. Did not work, as you can see. Just looks like that 28 truck is just having a bit of a problem actually hanging on to that bottom lane. Essentially, the lane you're going to need to be in here to actually get around, but this doesn't look like it wants to stick too much for David there, as the 48 will go by and take over the 8th spot. I believe that was the 85 of Judd Danielson back there as well. It seems like the handling of that truck's still a little bit south on him. As the 27 actually going to spin around to the entrance to pit road. Surprised that's not a caution, but he will back it This may be a caution there. The rear end sticking out, but nope. He'll bring it to pit road, no problem. And it's looking like turn 4 has got another one here tonight. Might have been... Oh, it just seemed like he went down there and, exiting 4 there. Looking like a bit too much wheel into it. Probably a bit too much throttle as well, and spun around on him, so he will bring it down to pit road there. And we'll go a lap down. Cody Tabor stopped as well. It has been a lengthy stop for the 29. And already you hear the 53 of Justin Laxton either shutting the car off or putting in the clutch. Imagine he's just clutching it through the corners there. And here as we'll ride on board with him. So some early pitch strategy game or fuel strategy games looking like it's being played here. It says that entering the corner, you feel the car shut off. We'll release the clutch and get back into the throttle. Haven't seen too many guys other than this 53 master that here in the Hardline Truck Series. Did it at Auto Club. Don't want to say it secured the win for him there, but was definitely a helping hand with some other pitch strategy games being played there. But obviously trying to stretch it just a little bit here. Have to see how much that actually helps him. As he's led all 13 laps here tonight. The 99, Corey Blevins back there, got a little bit loose as the 97-24 start to reel him in. '24 going to go under Joe there in the 97. And we'll take the 3rd spot away. Rusty had been working over that 97 for a while, basically on the rear tailgate ever since that point, and finally gets around. And we'll take over the 3rd position, and we'll try and get 2nd now from the 99 of Corey Blevins, who's looking like that truck, the handling may be starting to go away. It could have just been a 1-lap incident, but so the gap to the 53 of Justin Laxton there, 3.7 seconds. And he's only done that in 14 laps, so be interesting to see if we see any early takers onto pit road. Obviously, now probably not going to be time for people to be stopping. However, my guess still around lap 20, and we've already seen 53 of Laxton start to conserve a little bit of fuel. Have to see if that messes with his numbers just a little bit on how far he can stretch it. Haven't always seen the best. Excuse me, it hasn't always been the best strategy to stay out longer than other guys, but definitely think this 53 has the speed that if he did that, would be able to catch up with a fair amount of ease. So Capel is just about there and is just about ready to take over the 2nd spot. He's going to work over Corey Blevins there just like he did to Joe Burchett there to get by for the 3rd position and try and get his way into the top 2. Just about everyone else in the pack there besides this battle going on for the 2nd spot. We've been separated by a fairly good margin. The closest anybody else is on track is about a 1.5 seconds. So these guys are separated out quite a bit a ways as this 24 Gonna try and get it into 3. We'll stick the nose underneath and have to see if he can get it exiting 3. If not, most likely have it as we exit 4. Exiting 4, the 24 will have it. However, left 53 of Laxton quite a bit a ways away. Just about to extend that gap to 5 seconds over the rest of this pack. So be interesting to see times at the line this time around. As well, this time around, the 53 was about 7/10 better than the 24 Rusty Capel, but racing side by side will definitely do that to lap times. Be interested to see the lap times of this 99 as well, as hasn't lost too much ground to Capel yet. I must say, by the way, yeah, it's really strong lap times this 53 is putting down right now. Well, so I say that 24 only about a 10th back, or excuse me, the 53 a 10th better that time around. Rusty about 3/10 better than that 99. So definitely has a speed under that 24. I think you get a restart here. That truck is going to be one to watch. Haven't really seen a lot of guys been able to compete with that 53, especially on restarts, but haven't seen a lot of speed out of the 24 as of late this season. Tonight may change. Definitely has the speed tonight. As the 99 of Corey Blevins going to take the pit road. This is on lap 18. So far the only one making his stop. So I'm thinking my guesstimate was fairly close there. They're just on lap 19. So that's the case. Pitting every 20 laps. Going to have most likely one more stop. I have to imagine guys are going to stretch it out just a little bit there to get those few extra laps. Have to see what this 53 does. Again, he'd been conserving a bit of fuel there. He's actually going to bring it down pit road. Coming to lap 20, lap 19 is when these guys are going to make their first stops. 24 going to come in as well. The 97 Joe Burchett going to stay out on the racetrack and lead so far the only lap other than the 53 of Laxton. Jonathan Hambrick will stay out as well. A lot of smoke down pit road. I believe that's the 48 of Adam Chapman. Not sure what happened to him. As the 27 of Elliot Henderson has spun around again. I thought I heard someone hitting the wall there and did not realize it was over there. He actually ever so close to the wall that time. Exiting 3. And exiting 4, the truck just snaps around again. This time it's... I thought that was going to be much worse. Just kind of taps in. Oh, and the 48, that's what happened to Adam Chapman there. Or excuse me, that's actually the 85 of Judd Danielson. He hammers it into the wall there. Luckily no engine damage evident right now on that 85. I imagine it's hurting pretty bad under the hood after that one, or at least aerodynamically. Don't want to hurt that, especially at this racetrack. Is the 57 going to overshoot his pit box just a little bit? I don't think he got into the wall. It was definitely close. As Jonathan Hambrick going to take over that lead from the 97. And with that, Justin Laxton going to cycle out to the second spot. Put Rusty Capel third. Only about 3.5 seconds back. So I guess my guesstimate was a pretty safe one at that. So again, looking at about lap 20 or 20 lap runs here, and these guys come down. I reckon it was one early than what these guys would probably want to do. However, I don't know if they were running it all the way dry on fuel. You cannot push it any further. That was just more cry for tires, but definitely now see why this 53 was saving, and he's going to start doing it again. We'll ride on board and we'll listen into turn 2 here. Clutch in. Small amount of time it was in there. So we go into 3 there. I'm going to 3 here. Imagine it would be much more aggressive. That's some pretty aggressive fuel saving. Basically, the whole corner there, he was on the clutch. Yeah, 2 and 4 doesn't seem like he's as aggressive, but definitely 3 he was pretty aggressive. We'll have to see what happens into 1. Imagine it's the same story. Yeah, very aggressive in there, so definitely trying to save a bit of laps there. I have to imagine 2 is how much he's going to want to save, at least to get him to around the lap 42 mark. That should be a safe guesstimate on these guys making it to the end, but 26, Jonathan Hambrick did come down pit road, cycle back to the 5th position, and again we'll hand over the lead to the 53. Justin Laxton had 3 cars disconnect so far here tonight. The 7 of Jess Story spun it off turn 1. The opening lap there looked like that truck strangely loose at a 1 and got the inside wall. And evidently, don't think it was too much damage to kill the truck, but probably frustrated and decided to end the night. The 27 of Elliot Henderson in the inside wall entering pit road about 2 times tonight. He's disconnected. In the 48 of Adam Chapman. I'm not sure what happened to that truck, but came down smoking. And only 6 trucks left on the lead lap so far. The 85, Judd Danielson, the first one a lap down. The only one a lap down. 1 lap down, I should say. And the 28, David Hayne, 2 down. And the 29 of Cody Tabor, 3 down. 7th, 8th, and 9th there. So far here tonight, Justin Laxton has led all but 3 laps. Joe Burchett had led 1, and Jonathan Hambrick had led 2 during that exchange of green flag stops. And with that, it's just about fairly separated here as the closest truck to one another. About 2 seconds, so David Haynes actually spun around. I believe that's middle of 1 and 2 there, that little short straightaway. Just see what happened to that truck. Have to imagine loose out of 1, I'd rather probably got into that outside wall. Oh, he got on the rumble strips there. Gonna get the right side pretty hard into that outside wall. And they're gonna get the guardrail and do again some pretty good damage to that left side. Just looking at the times there, not sure if something happened to Rusty Capel there. Seemed like that truck slowed up quite a bit. But Rusty right now about 4.5 seconds back. Again, was closing on that 53 with how aggressive he was saving fuel. And surprisingly, while doing that, still just about the fastest truck on the track right now. That time around the 97, actually the fastest car, the fastest time, but Justin Laxton doing what he does best here, trying to lead every lap and pretty much dominating these races. Definitely going to say the favorite going into the championship, as again after this race only 3 races remain to try and get your way in there. These final races will be determined by Martinsville, Darlington, and Atlanta. Webb Evans is closing in that gap to the 24 of Rusty Cable. Time around 2/10 better. The 99 was then that 24, as we'll ride on board here with Corey. See a fair ways away from the leader, but he does see one truck in front of him, and I'm sure that's what he's eyeing at this point. I'm hearing a lot of, if any, fuel saving out of this 99. I'm curious to see if this 20 or this 53 is still in conservation mode. And he does not have the clutch in anymore, so either going to be waiting a bit to start it up again, or may feel like he has a comfortable enough gap that gap in terms of how much fuel he can actually burn here. Until we get to our next round of green flag pit stops, which will most likely be our final round in about 10 laps. Come around lap 40. Currently about to take lap 30. So as Laxton comes around, this time 1 lap away from our halfway point. And with that, going to take a short break here and try and get as much information as we can about Philip Neese during that. There's your top 5. We'll be right back. Don't go away. welcome you back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here for the Hardline Truck Series painted by Overdrive Graphics, Indianapolis 150. Closing in on our second round of green flag stops, should be our final one of the night. We get about 3 laps away from them. We'll have to see if some guys play a little bit of the waiting game, see if they can stretch it out just a bit more. Justin Laxton is your leader at the moment, has led 34 out of the 37 laps ran here tonight. The only other ones who have led a lap is the 97 Joe Burchett. He's in the 4th place position, and the 28 of David Hambrick in 5th has led 2 laps here tonight. Otherwise, this 53 has been on top, where he's basically been all season long, trying to get the 7th win on the season. Was trying to go for 6 in a row race wins last week, but had a bit of an incident, altercation early in the pre-race, I should say, last week at Lucas Oil Raceway. Took him out early, but tonight he is back and definitely showing the strength he has here tonight. Now we're, as we say, getting close to green flag stops, and a little bit of a battle starting to develop here between the 97 of Joe Burchett and the 99 of Corey Blevins. That battle would be for the 3rd spot. And the 24 Rusty Capel just about 2.5 seconds in front of them as well. So as we close in on our marks here, Justin Laxton going to bring it down here, lap 38, 22 laps to go. My question is going to be, does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? The 24 Rusty Capel going to stay out. He'll try and lead a lap here tonight. I see the 99 Corey Blevins coming down as well. He was the first one to stop when these started up the first time, but the 24-97 stay out on the racetrack here. Jonathan Hambrick will stay out as well. So Laxton and Blevins going to be your first 2 coming down to make what should be their final stops here tonight. Bit of an interesting strategy. Again, not exactly sure if they can make it to the checkered flag with the fuel they have. So far, it's been a caution-free race, so don't expect to get probably a caution here before the checkered flag, but we've seen crazier. Capel will now bring it down pit road. Burchett will follow him down. Basically, we will just wait for Hambrick there, and then that would round out our green flag cycles here. But he will stay out on the racetrack there. Will not lead that lap, as Rusty Capel actually got to the start-finish line before him, but 20 laps to go here. Question is going to be, can this 53 of Laxton make it to the end on the fuel he has? Already up back to the 2nd position, so once Jonathan comes in, it'll cycle around to Laxton again. Blevins going to get the 4th spot away from Joe Burchett there, just barely beating him off pit road. And that gap will grow just a bit there. Hambrick going to stay out again there. Definitely cannot make it all the way to the end. Should be evident there, but so with that, now Laxton's led all but 6 laps here tonight. Should this 26 stay out again, it'll be all but 7. But what a tear this 53 has been putting on. Very reminiscent of Richmond. Last time we were there, I think led all but 10 laps at a short track, no less. So definitely knows how to get it done. As now the 26 will bring it down pit road and surrender the lead to Laxton. Just looking through the field, it's gotten somewhat tighter here. It's Corey Blevins and Joe Burchett all within about a second of each other. And that's going to be the battle for what will be second place now as they'll go by the 26th on pit road. Capel has it at the moment. Have to see if he can hold on to it here. He's got a hard charging Corey Blevins and Joe Burchett just behind him. 18 laps to go. Still anything can happen. And with that, take a quick race recap. As this race has been caution-free so far here tonight after 42 of 60 laps here. 0 caution laps, and so far 6 lead changes on the night all have come due to green flag stops. Then a quick look at the weather, partly cloudy skies overhead tonight. 78-degree track temp, or excuse me, air temp, and 104-degree track temp with 55% humidity. So definitely not the hottest we've seen some of these tracks, about the norm we see here on iRacing. Jonathan just coming out now. Go a lap down there. And we'll leave 4 trucks left on the lead lap. That 97, the last one on the lead lap. David Megan will be the first one a lap down. So if we get caution, he will be the lucky dog recipient. The lap's slowly winding down here. Blevins trying to get by the lap truck there of Jonathan Hambrick. He will, but in the process, that definitely let the hole close up for this 97 Joe Burchett there. Thought he was going to be right on the rear tailgate of Blevins. Somehow I was going to get stuck behind, or excuse me, no. Actually, got Joe and Jonathan mixed up there. 2 new drivers in the field, so. But a very strong showing from that 97 Joe Burchett here again. His first race here of the season. Looks like he's going to finish it out with the top 5 here. And again, what a run here for that 24 of Rusty Capel. Right now, it's sitting in second. As we see our first caution flag of the night, the 88 of David May going to spin it out of turn 2. This is going to change everything. Go back to see what happened to David there. Imagine loose out of 2 sent that truck spinning. Yeah, definitely looking like he tried to get it to the bottom there, just missed it, and truck just stepped out with him, and that will have our first caution of the night. Have to imagine a lot of guys gonna want to stop here, at least to ensure they can make it to the end. As I was saying, hoping Rusty can finish it out here in that second spot, but hasn't had the best of seasons so far, but looking to make it a strong second place run here tonight. We'll see what happens with this caution flag coming out, 14 laps to go. I have to imagine we'll get back to green 10 laps to go. These guys still trying to get back to the pace car there. You can already see who's going to come down and who's not. Again, I had to imagine everyone was going to come down. As Laxton will lead them down as all the lead lap trucks make their final stop of the night. Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Well, I was going to say if anyone tries any sort of strategy. Everyone's going to take 4, however. Rusty going to lose a spot there. Joe Burchett going to get by him. Going to put Rusty back to the 3rd spot. Corey Blevins in 4th. And with that, we'll take our final break here. Take you to the checkered flag. Don't go away. A restart just coming up. We'll be right back. One to go here before the restart at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Hardline Truck Series, painted by Overdrive Graphics, the Indianapolis 150 here tonight. Just about to wrap up. Going to get the restart with 10 laps to go. Justin Laxton is your leader, has led 43 of the 49 so far raced here tonight, has been on a stellar pace. However, this restart might shake some things up. It seems like all the top guys have kind of risen to the top and are looking to play here. And just one thing of note, checking in on Philip Neese. No real details given, but just looking for some prayers here tonight. So Philip, if you're watching, our prayers are with you tonight. So 5 trucks left on the lead lap. The 26, David Hambrick, just getting his lap back there with the waiver in, and again, 10 laps to go. Nothing is certain on where these guys are going to finish. Be interesting to see if this 24 has anything for Justin Laxton here. Seemed like his second best truck all night. He's going to restart third on the inside lane. Can the newcomer, the 97 of Joe Burchett there, starting second, do anything on this restart? Pace car about to pull down. And it does there. So the field in the hands of the 53 of Justin Laxton. The green flag out. 10 laps to decide who wins at Indianapolis. Great start there by that inside lane. Both the 24 and the 53. Like Justin was a little bit loose there through the middle of one. Rusty not going to be able to hang on to that second spot. I don't think he's going to keep the nose inside. Now it's going to be the fight for second. As Laxton looking to scoot away here, coming to 9 laps to go. Joe has cleared Rusty there. Will now set his sights on Laxton. Coming to 9 laps to go, 6/10 away. That 97 is from Justin here. Basically clear track in front of that 97. Both Joe there and the 24 and Corey Blevins in the 99, arguably the best trucks on track here tonight, along with Justin Laxton there. You saw there, Burchett followed Laxton down the back straightaway as Justin was trying to break the draft. It looked like Joe was closing the gap there just a bit. Fell off as they went into 3 there. But down the front straightaway, Burchett will not follow Laxton down there. Be right on board with Joe. Laxton has been flawless all night, as he's been just about every race this season. He had that issue last week. As the 97 going to get a little bit wide in 3, that's going to allow Rusty Cape to close up right to the rear tailgate of Joe Burchett there. Down the front straightaway, 24 definitely going to have a run. Question's going to be, can he do anything with it before they get to turn 1? If those two get to fighting side by side, that could easily put Corey Blevins back there in 4th, back in the picture. 7 laps to go, coming to 6th. Justin Laxton slowly slipping away here. 1.5 seconds he now has over Joe Burchett there. As Joe has a hungry Rusty Capel just behind him in the 3rd spot, wanting to take the 2nd spot away. I think at this point, unless Laxton makes some sort of mistake, as this race locked in hand, about 2 seconds ahead of Joe Burchett right now. Again, unless we get some sort of mistake by that 53, which is most likely never going to happen. That, again, truck flawless, and so is the driver. But now you can see there, Blevins is there on the rear tailgate of Capel. So the fight really going to be from 2nd to 4th here in this small little pack. As again, Laxton pulling it out, coming to 5 laps to go. Excuse me, coming to 4 now. Distance to each truck just about equal at 0.4 of a second. No truck really being able to make up a lot of ground on one another. Again, at the start of the night, I was thinking that the draft would basically be an equalizer and would kind of keep these trucks all together. We saw early that was not going to be the case. Laxton pulled away to quite a hefty lead and is doing that again here tonight. Just about 2.3 seconds he has over the 97 of Joe Burchett there. So if we get a caution, this race essentially over, as we would not get enough laps to go back to green flag racing. So unless Laxton makes a mistake, he's got win number 7 locked in hand here. And again, 2nd through 4th, thought that was going to be a pretty big battle developing. They've sort of stalled out, not really being able to make a lot of ground up on each other. Now the 99, Corey Blevins, on the rear tailgate of Rusty Capel. He's going to try and get that 3rd spot away from Rusty. Coming to 2 laps to go this time around. Blevins looked like he got a little bit wide there, exiting 2. And now with that, Capel closing on Burchett. On the rear tailgate, Rusty is on Burchett. I have to see if he can do anything down the front straightaway. Going to make the move. Be side by side, and we'll have the preferred lane entering 1. Rusty looking to take that 2nd spot away. 2 laps to go, coming to the white flag. Going to get real tight off the exit of 1 there. And 2, be interesting to see if Capel will be able to clear Burchett. He will not. We'll still be side by side. And now that's going to let Blevins enter the mix here. Didn't expect 3 wide there. But it'll be interesting to see if this race finishes out. As up front, Laxton coming to take the white flag there. Again, another flawless and smooth night for Laxton. White flag is out there. Capel was able to clear Burchett there. Now the question will be, can Burchett get back, or will Corey Blevins be able to steal the third spot away from Burchett? Off turn 2 there. Very close. Burchett trying to block all lanes to make sure Blevins doesn't get by. Now he'll get to the inside. Corey not going to have enough of a run. He'll get to the side again. But rounding turn 4, Laxton coming to the checkered flag. Going to be win number 7 on the season. And the dominating races just keep coming for Laxton. He wins at Indianapolis. Capel will get second, and Burchett will hold off Corey Blevins to get that third spot. So again, another dominating performance by Justin Laxton. It's pretty common at this point here, the Hardline Truck Series, but what a race it was from 2nd through 4th. Rusty Capel going to come home in the runner-up position. And again, after a season that hasn't always been the best for Rusty, definitely should be a momentum booster as we close in on the chase cutoff. Joe Burchett, his first race here, going to come home with the top 3. Corey Blevins going to come home in the 4th position with a strong truck here tonight. So Laxton going to come over here to the yard of bricks and do the burnouts. I have to say, he's probably pretty good at this point at doing them. But while he celebrates, we're going to get everyone rounded up for post-race interviews here and take you through where everybody finished, talk to him, and then we'll wrap up the night. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And just wrapping up tonight's event at Indianapolis, the Hardline Truck Series, painted by Overdrive Graphics, the Indianapolis 150 here tonight. And it sees that 53 of Laxton going to victory lane for the 7th time this season. Take you through where everybody finished here tonight. Again, Justin Laxton going to get win number 7 on the season. Rusty Capel going to come home 2nd. Joe Burchett coming home 3rd. Corey Blevins 4th. Jonathan Hambrick 5th. David May 6th. Judd Danielson 7th. David Hain 8th. Cody Tabor 9th. And Adam Chapman going to round out the top 10 here. Then Elliot Henderson 11th. And Jess Story going to come home 12th. Now we'll bring in the winner from tonight's event, Justin Laxton. There we go. Justin, you got us?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, it's been a pretty common occurrence to talk to you from week to week. And again, another dominating performance, to say the least there. And seemed like you had a pretty good idea of what the truck could do tonight.
Yeah, I missed you last week, so had to make sure I got there tonight. But no, the all travel sizes, JL Woodworking, Labs for MD, Chevy was just dialed in from practice all the way through qualifying, all the way through the race. The first run, I was clutching it the whole way in every corner, just because I didn't know how much fuel those guys were burning compared to me. And I just wanted to make sure that our fuel strategies were going to be about the same. And then the second run, I was clutching it for a while and looked in the rear view, and sure enough, Rusty was coming. So we just kind of let the old ponies go, and that was that.
Yeah, heard you clutching it there. I found that kind of interesting. It seemed early, but obviously you had a plan. And that was going to be my next question with the 24. And really that whole group from 2nd through 4th seemed like they had a lot of speed tonight. At any point, did you think that they may be able to give you a run for your money?
I mean, there's always a chance. I think I kind of proved to myself that first run when I pulled, I think like 3.5 seconds clutching it, that it really wasn't going to be an issue on the long run. But you never know. Indianapolis is a tight track. You get off a corner just wrong, you miss a corner entry, and you're in the wall, and poof, those guys are past you. So it's just more of a mental game than anything else.
Absolutely saw that a lot tonight. So congratulations, another win to add to the books. And again, I'm sure we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, hopefully. I guess we're at Martinsville, David was saying, so looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that should be a fun one. So good luck there.
Thanks. Hopefully talk to you next week.
All right, so Rusty Capel not in our team speak here tonight, so we're going to bring in our 3rd place finisher, Joe Burchett. Joe, you got us?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, your first race here, the Hardline Truck Series, and coming home 3rd, can't be too bad of a way to start it out here tonight.
No. Glad to be in the league now. Enjoyable race. Had fun with the guys. The battling was intense. Rusty's a hard-fought guy. I have to give him credit for getting around me there at the end. And Corey, I wasn't really trying to block him too hard, but last lap, kind of got to do what you got to do. But I respect these guys. They're good, clean racers, and I'll definitely have to be back next week.
Absolutely, and it seemed like 2nd through 4th were fairly even. How was it tonight in terms of the draft? I know some trucks or some cars here can sometimes benefit from that draft, can equalize it out. It seemed like that wasn't the way here tonight with the trucks.
No, to me, it felt like kind of the truck as you got through kind of the middle of the turn, it would get extremely tight if you were too close in the draft. Corner exit you could benefit from, but anywhere else you're going to lose time.
All right. Well, congratulations on a 3rd place finish here tonight. We hope to talk to you next week at Martinsville.
Yeah, thank you guys. And just one shout out, I want to thank my guys over at Center Force Racing. We're looking for good members. So if anyone's interested, go take a look at our website.
All right, well, there you go. So now we'll bring in our 4th place finisher here, Corey Blevins. Corey, you got us?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that truck definitely seems stout here tonight and almost had a 3rd place finish. just that 97 just somewhat beat you out there, but seemed like a strong run here tonight for you.
Yeah, very strong run. It would tend to get loose off the corners, and I think that really ended up being the difference maker. It was just kind of pushy, loose off the corner. So, but tight all other than that, I just didn't have the truck that I needed to really contend.
Well, it was interesting to see at the end there. It seemed like, once we started closing down to those final laps, it seemed like all of a sudden your truck came to life and started, I would say going through the field, but kind of stopped once you got to Joe there. Was that just a product of the other guys getting loose, or were you saving a little bit there, or the truck just dialed in at that point?
I was diving it. I mean, I was really pushing it there at the end because we had that short run. So I was kind of diming in the corner a little bit more and trying to get a run. It seemed to work. I almost got it done.
Absolutely. Well, a strong run here tonight. Definitely one of the strongest out here. So congratulations on a fourth place finish. And we hope to talk to you next week.
All right, thanks.
And with that, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. But tomorrow, the Upper Edge Racing League at Darlington, their throwback race, and that should be a good one, especially at the Lady in Black, the track too tough to tame. So, going to wrap it up for us tonight. I'm Justin Kolb. Thank you for watching tonight, and tomorrow, sure to be a race not to miss. So, hope to see you there.